Hello and welcome to the third episode of Dragon Age Origins. I played through it last night and I was having a lot of fun with it, so I just wanted to, while the light was better, get some more gameplay through before I start getting some editing done. So if you have comments on the last couple videos, I haven't seen them yet, so just a heads up for that. But I'm gonna get right back into my game here. Episode 1, we did our harrowing, because we started as a mage in the Circle of Magi. And the second episode, we actually were helping our friend Jarwin escape from the Circle because of his love for Lily. Turned out he lied to me and was a blood mage. So that's cool. Love when my friends lie to me about the kinds of magic that they do. Especially blood magic, though I did tell him I didn't have any negative perceptions on blood magic, but anyway, I got in trouble and the Grey Wardens helped my ass, so I'm gonna go check some things out with the Grey Wardens now, but I do want to go back in here to see if there's anything worth exploring that I may have missed. The Grey Warden said to meet him across the bridge here, so that's what I'll do. I'll go across the bridge, I'll meet him. I'll see what everybody's up to. Of Ostagar. And you know, actually, I got a whole bunch of journal pieces that I wanted to read. Well, first of all, there's some of the beasts that we fought. We fought a deep stalker, which was looked like a little dinosaur. They hunt in packs, generally by burrowing underground and then striking when the prey is in their midst. Stalkers come in several types. Spitters have venom glands that can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets. And the most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. And then, of course, there's giant spiders. But magic and religion, I got the ANR. Now, that was the prison that they were going to send Initiate Lily to for helping myself and my friend Jowan, the Blood Mage. Basically, when the Imperium occupied the area that is present-day Ferelden, they had two sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the Fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Kakari Wilds. The northern one was Aenar, although the exact location is now secret, known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was the Tevinter were trying to discover at Aenar, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to legend, it was a massacre. Eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mage while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound, but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Malficarum and apostates are held at the confines of Aenar. Those who have powerful connections to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. Culture and history, we have one. Kakari Wilds, which is where Ostagar is, which is where we are right now. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Earl of the Almari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. This Arling stood on the border of the dark forest at the southern border of Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. The forest of legend is, of course, the Kakari Wilds. There are many legends about this great southern forest, as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there. And they tell of the horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Kokari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need to be said? And then there was some character. We got King Kalen Theron. I'd hoped for a war like the Tales, a king riding with fabled grey wardens against a tainted god. So he is the son of legendary King Merrick Theron. Kalen was the first Ferelden king born to a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Anora. And then there's also Loghain. Born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation, when he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, and who was the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Arlesian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. So that was somebody...
Hey, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Yeah.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Where is Duncan's
Not
tent?
far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
And then I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress a long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
The Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp.
I want a
Stinks
dog.
from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
And then, is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster. He's just a bit to the northwest.
Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
And
Go on,
then
then.
I'll ask you something else. Nothing
Good luck
else.
to you, then.
I'll be on my way. They get new info on Ostagar. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of modern Ferelden Nation, it fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. Let's go over here first.
Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Tairn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
We'll see in the coming battle.
That's how the Tairn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Tairn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Tairn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
Yeah, I should go.
As you wish.
Gossiping to me like that.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
How can you not know of Loghain?
He helped free Ferelden.
I've lived
He was the
in a
brains behind
cloister.
King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tern. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
I should go.
Very well.
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari, smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders.
That's pretty cool.
Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
I want a puppy. The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from its aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes as well as a great deal of pain. This animal is very ill. Let's put a muzzle on you. It's okay.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white with a blood-red centre.
Where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
Okay, I'll see if I can find
Good.
one.
In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Go not into death gladly, but with knowledge that evil doth inhabit there and your...
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Loghain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Ash warrior leader.
Maker's breath, another elf. What do you want?
I happen to be a Grey Warden
Congratulations.
human.
Not bad for an elf. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're ash warriors.
What's an Ash warrior?
Our training has been passed down since Lathias the Dwarf Son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
So, what does an Ash warrior do?
We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Is a dog that good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Well, what are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Survives the blood, what do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous,
That's right.
but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them.
Okay, I just missed that, but he said So we paint ourselves with Cadiz, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same. What if the enemy is painted with Cadiz as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
Absolutely not.
Good. I hear death is unpleasant.
Okay, I'll be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Sure, sure.
Leave me to my preparations.
We are preparing for battle. This is a solemn time for us.
Hail.
Hi.
You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Damn.
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with Darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days. We're taking bets on who got them first, the Darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
The Witches of the Wilds.
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Her daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since, mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some Darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about. At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
It hurts so much. You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
We have them on the run, I hear.
I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
You'll be fine.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
You administer blessings to elves, do you?
I merely pass on the Maker's blessings. He looks kindly on all who will receive him.
Very well.
Then I bless you, Grey Warden, in the name of Andraste and the Maker above. May the chant of light carry your name to the ears of our Lord.
And we'll go back down on this side.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
You there, elf. Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously?
Because I'm here to become a Grey Warden?
You're... Oh, yes, of course. Please, forgive my rudeness. There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for... It's simply been so hectic. I never thought... Please, pardon my terrible manners. I'm just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special.
Perhaps you should treat your servants more kindly.
Yes, of course, you're very right. Did you come for some supplies, perhaps?
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
All much more pricey than I can afford. Except double baked Mabari Crunch. And get a little treat for the doggy.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Let's get some regular
Let me know what
supplies. A good look at your regular supplies. Probably. But there's somebody over here.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
You are a very strange human.
You're not the first to tell me that. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
We haven't met. You must be Alistair.
And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Luthrian.
Right, that was the name. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Have you?
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
You were a mage hunter.
Not that that's all Templars do, but yes, the Chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
What about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
No, I haven't.
Keep an eye out. Maybe we'll see one of them.
Let's go.
If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
When you're not controlling them, party members act according to tactics you set. Let's select Alistair by left-clicking on him and his portrait. Oh, tactics is up here. Use the conditional tactics slots to design custom behavior for each character. Interesting. Defender. So self. Being attacked by a ranged attack, shield cover. Enemy health is less than or greater than 75%. Shield bash, and then nearest visible shield pummel. Sure. We'll set the behavior to aggressive. And we got a new codex for Alistair. Alistair was a novice Templar when Duncan recruited him to the Grey Wardens, or rescued him, as Alistair would say. And then what creature did we get? Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Nice. Win.
What do we have here? I heard the new Grey Warden recruit was from the Circle. I don't believe we've met, but I've certainly heard a lot about your talent. My name is Wynn, and I congratulate you on your harrowing, marvelous work. The Fade is a dangerous place.
I found it terrifying, to be honest.
I thought the same. It's good you can admit that. So, a Grey Warden, fighting alongside the King. Not too shabby for someone just out of apprenticeship.
I hope I don't disappoint anyone.
Child, you have been taught well. Use what you know, and have faith in yourself. Mages have always been pivotal in the fight against the Darkspawn. Perhaps you'll be the one to turn the tide this time.
You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
I don't remember encountering Darkspawn in the Fade.
They do not live there, nor would any sane mage trespass as deeply into that realm as the Black City, which lies at its heart. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
The Chantry says many things.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
What are these guys doing?
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted. The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
What are they doing in the Fade?
Perhaps they're scouting for Darkspawn. I don't know, and don't ask. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed. Not even by Grey Wardens.
Okay. I'll go elsewhere. Oh, so I just went in a big circle.
Daughters of Ferelden, my sisters and gentlefolk, we stand here on the eve of battle. Let us consider the...
Is there any place else I need to go? Infirmary, dog kennels, quartermaster, Duncan. Yeah.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
I apologize, Duncan. I'll go collect who we're missing.
Time to do the joining.
This is Sir Jory, a knight from Redcliffe.
How do you do?
And this here is Daveth, a fellow from Denerim.
That's me. I'm a fellow.
And this, of course, is the recruit that Duncan said he was bringing.
I'm Luthrian. Pleased to meet you.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
What do we need the Darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Surely you could have acquired some blood before now?
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
Fair enough. And what's the second
There
task?
was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Probably. And what if they're no longer there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal. Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
So, along with getting the Mabari Hound medicine, the flower in the wild, we've got to get the Tainted Blood, one for each of us, and the Grey Warden's cache. Alright, lighting changed, so green screen's back up. But we've got to go on the joining quest, and that would be going to the Kokari Wilds. And I got to talk to this guy, because this soldier is going to be the one to let me out.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Area unlocked. Kokari Wilds. Just some dude. Look at us. Okay, let's go. Go this way. Oh. Oh, Wolf's already here. Let's do life drain.
Got it.
That wolf was easy, but now there's a whole lot more of them. Whoever that poor soul is, I guess I don't get to find out.
Over here.
Oh. I thought I heard someone call out over here.
Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's try to bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many Darkspawn can the four of us slay? 12? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
Yeah.
There are Darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
Overcoming these dangers is part of our test.
That's true.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense Darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
Well, it's good to pick everything because I actually like using all the potions and alchemy things that you can do in games like this and Baldur's Gate. I wish I could actually like investigate these dead bodies though. Alright, so we have some Hurlocks, whatever those are. At least I can do this from a distance. That's what I like about being a mage is that I don't have to get close, but at the same time, I love a good battle mage getting right in there. Okay, so these are the darkspawn. Let's heal Alistair. So this is a Genlock Archer and another Genlock. Yeah, so these are the darkspawn for sure.
Right to the face.
And I'll read my codex with whatever they've updated that with. So I've got one vial of the... Where'd it go? I had one vial. Oh yeah, here we go. One vial of darkspawn blood. But we gotta get 2 more. Death root. Oh yeah, so let's read our codex. We got Genlock. These are the most common darkspawn in the underground. Stocky and tough. Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill even by magic. And then there's Hurlocks. Taller than their Genlock cousins, the Hurlocks are roughly human size but are possessed of considerable strength and constitution. The shock troop of the darkspawn, a single berserking Hurlock, can often be a match for numerous opponents at once. They are known to adorn themselves with roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds, though it is unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard to these markings. Interesting. Well, let's keep going. We have 2 more vials to get. I've got to get the flower. Oh, there's a whole lot of different ways I can go here. Let's go this way for now. So I was just gonna let the wolves keep attacking them, but if you guys want to jump in there, go ahead. I imagine my mage was probably a bit of a pain in the ass when he was in the circle. Let's get all these wolf pelts. That's why he's so annoying. That's why his voice is so annoying. Let's get another vial of the darkspawn blood.
I'll get on it.
Okay, I'll go down here.
Now it's a little later. That'll teach you.
So I think I have the 3 vials now. Let's check my inventory. Yeah, I've got the 3 vials of darkspawn blood. So that was pretty easy. Now I just need to find the paperwork. Missionary Rigby. Rigby's last will and testament. You found the last will and testament of somebody named Rigby on a body in the Korkari wilds. Find the cache mentioned in the will and take it to Jeddah in Redcliffe. And then I got a codex. So what does Rigby's last will and testament actually say? Well, this is the last will and testament of Rigby the missionary, proud speaker of the Maker's word. I have come to the wilds to speak the chant, but I fear I will die here at the hands of the darkspawn. I leave all that I came with to my wife Jeddah. Should the reader of this note feel charitable, I have buried a sealed lockbox in our camp, nestled in a Tevinter ruin in the west reaches of the wilds. It is my will that this lockbox find my wife in Redcliffe, and that it is still sealed shut when it reaches her. To my wife and son, I apologize that my work has taken me from you, but know that I die in service to the Maker. Rigby. Can I open that yet? Nope. I should have made a rogue. Let's take that. So let's go to the other side over here. Ooh, what's up here? We got a little camp. He's warrior, rogue.
On it.
No, you can't open it either.
What?
You're the rogue, though, my dude. I guess I'll have to come back here at some point.
All right, all right.
Okay. Oh. I was gonna go across that log thinking, oh, what a cute little bridge. And then there's bodies hanging from the tree. Best be careful. I think I went below them without even noticing before.
Look there. Poor slobs. That just seems so excessive.
So we've got more genlocks, more dark spawn up there, so I'm gonna just start blasting away. Okay, I gotta heal Alistair. And we're gonna go... Good job, guys.
Got it.
I'll take all of the loot.
I'll get on it.
Which is mostly just these health potions. And lyrium potions.
No way.
Whoa. Like, I set it to automatically pause whenever there's a battle, so at least I can get prepared.
into these blasted things.
So I at least know when I'm under attack, you know what I mean? Miss.
Someone's going to fall, and it sure won't be me! Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Oh no, I'm stunned. I'll drink a lesser lyrium potion. So I can just immediately go back to attacking these guys. Let's do Arcane Bolt. And get done this Hurlock too.
Strike at me if you dare!
Got him.
I'll get on it. All right, all right. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
So this is the camp in the west, probably. Rigby's Field Journal, Mud Idol, Longsword. Signs of the Chastened. The Chastened barbarians are nothing if not clever. They have hidden markers and signs in the arrangements of stones and rubble along the paths of the wilds. In this way, they mark trails, note places of interest, and even give warnings in ways that outsiders cannot understand. Interestingly, these markers look indistinguishable from a regular pile of stones. I have dedicated my time to deciphering these signs, and I believe I am close to a breakthrough. The trail markers seem to point to a hoard or a location used for secret storage among the Chastened. I have only found a portion of the message, however. I think that if I could complete the message, find all of the trail markers, then I can find this cache and see what treasure the Chastened may have to hide. I have found one such marker near this camp, under a fallen tree leaning against the ruins. Each marker seems to point to one or two others. I hear rumors that a Darkspawn horde is coming. I hope I can find this treasure before it's too late. Yeah, a bit too late, my dude. Let's see, anything else here to explore? The maps are... Oh, here we go. Wild's Flower. That was the white with the red center. Dragon Age 2 has a lot of repeating places, but like open field areas, I always get lost because it all starts looking the same to me. I don't think a mage should be leading you guys. That's why I got my shield up. Oh, we got more rogues. These ruins are beautiful. I'd love to like walk around in this myself. Without the threat of Darkspawn, of course. Oh, we're saving. This is probably where we need to go to get the paperwork that we need to pick up. Let's get rid of these darkspawn first, and then we can make our way in. Oh, actually, this is Herlock Emissary. You better have some good stuff on you. So there's the darkspawn staff, which does slightly more damage, slightly higher range. 3 spell power. Yeah, I'll take that. And let's equip it.
I'll get on it.
There's a pouch of ashes. New codex, pinch of ashes. Torn from a book on local myths and legends. The Kokari wilds are rife with legends and myths that have amazed and confounded scholars since the fall of Ostagar in ancient times. One such mystery lies behind the tale of Astia and Nebunar, 2 young lovers who lived in Ostagar. The legend says that Astia grew up in the company of Gazareth, a spirit of the earth, bound to an overhang in the bank of a lake in the Kokori wilds. Gazareth began to fancy her, and they spent much of their days together, talking and laughing. Over the years, however, Astia became a woman and began to seek the company of men. When Astia met Nebunar, the two fell in love, and Astia hoped to bring her lover to see her spirit friend. But the spirit, angered and jealous, bade her begone. Gazareth told her that she would never see it again until she brought her lover's ashes and sprinkled them over their spot. Astia was horrified, and she fled from the enraged spirit, but she began to miss Gazareth, and on the day Nebunar asked her to marry him, she cut her beloved's throat, burned him, and brought his ashes to Gazareth, knowing that their marriage would forever sever her tie to her dear spirit friend. There are legends among the chastened that Gazareth still haunts that lake, and that there are those who sprinkle the ashes of the deceased over the right spot can summon the spirit. In the memory of the contract with the beloved Astia, Gazareth will grant a single wish and then vanish, never to be heard from again. A note is scribbled in the margin beneath the page. Quote, Marcus, I think this is real. If you take the ashes I gave you and scatter them over a pile of rocks on an overhang overlooking that half-sunken Tevinter dome, maybe Gazareth will appear and give you a wish. If the battle takes you there, I think it's worth a try. Interesting. Okay, so I forgot to do this before. Level up. Now I'm level 4, and I want to have... magic, cunning, another cunning. Yeah, let's just do another lightning one. Move those around a little bit. Let's see. Herlock Alpha.
I'll get on it.
Concentrated Deathroot Extract, Enchanted Dagger, Firebolt, and Fire Arrows. Let's take all of those. Ooh, what's in here? Warden's Cache.
All right, all right.
It's gone. Of course it's gone.
Well,
whoa.
well. What have we here?
You scared me.
Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
Intruder? And just how are these your wilds?
Because I know them as only one who owns them could. Can you claim the same? I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered. Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch of the wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there. Elves are not frightened little boys. Tell me your name, and I shall tell you mine.
You can call me Luthrian.
And you may call me Morrigan, if you wish.
Morrigan.
Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer? You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
Then who removed them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother. Did you assume I spawned from a log?
A thieving, weird talking log, perhaps?
Not all in the wilds are monsters. Flowers grow as well as toads. If you wish, I will take you to my mother. 'Tis not far from here, and you may ask her for your papers if you like.
We should get those treaties, but I dislike this Morrigan's sudden appearance. It's too convenient.
Tell us more about your mother first.
She prefers her privacy, but I imagine she will be curious enough why you were here. Come, see for yourself.
Say we look around more.
As you wish, and I shall watch. Should you change your mind, I can take you to her later.
Okay. So yeah, we have a little bit more of this area to explore, and I want to do that before we go with Morgan. Pile of rocks, death root. You see a pile of stones covered in a fine layer of dust and ash. I'm going to sprinkle more ash on the pile of stones from that little baggie of ash that I got. Who summons Gazrath from slumber?
Summons Gazrath from slumber.
So you can get off my back.
So that didn't take too much. What did he leave behind? Pile of rags. Enchanter's footing. Light boots. Armor, fatigue, 6 defense. Let's take those and put those on. Always need higher defense as a mage. Yeah, so let's head back to Morgan, and I will probably wrap it up there.
Your treaties yet remain with my mother. When you wish to go, I will take you to her.
Here's a thought. Why don't we wait here and you go and fetch them?
I do not fetch. If you wish to ask about your precious treaties, then come. Otherwise, stay.
Why are you so interested in helping us?
Why not? I do not meet many people here. Are you all so mistrustful?
I say we go with her.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you. Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Davith. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your elven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe?
I'm no fool if that's what you're asking.
If you must protest so quickly, perhaps I need not ask. So much about you is uncertain, and yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
So this is a dreaded Witch of the Wilds.
Witch of the Wilds, huh? Morrigan must have told you that. She fancies such tales, though she would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them?
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this blight's threat is greater than they realize.
What do you mean the threat is greater than they realize? How do you know all this?
Do I? Perhaps I am simply an old woman with a penchant for mole departments. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
I don't know. I don't trust either of them. Not at all. Not as far as I can throw them. Oh, we're back in Ostagar. She really did just guide us right back to the edge of the forest. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, actually. We got through the Kokari Wilds. We met Morgan. We got our thing ready for the joining. You know what? Actually, let's wait and do the joining next time. Let me save this real quick. And yeah, so thank you for joining me for another episode of Dragon Age Origins. I've been having so much fun revisiting this game after so many years, and I'm glad my computer can handle it, considering it is an older game, so I can't play a lot of the newer games very smoothly on my computer. Like, even Inquisition doesn't look great on my computer, so I probably won't be streaming that at any point soon. So I'll be continuing to play through this game. After I finish that, I'll definitely be moving on to Dragon Age 2. And if you haven't checked out the Steam sale on both of them, if they're still ongoing, they are on a really good sale right now. So if you haven't played before, you want to play yourself, you want to check out all the options you can do and all the companions you can romance, it's a really great game. So I highly recommend you play along with me. If you have it, if you don't have it, you should get it. I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me.